lot of hours, like get it done, or like do the best you can. Some points it's just kind of like, okay, you need to finish this, like give up. There has to be that point where you just stop. Like it's not gonna ever be perfect.
All right, guys. Today we have Maggie Deaver. She's a friend of mine. She's from Austin, or she's from Georgia. What part of Georgia are you from again?
Thomasville.
Thomasville, Georgia.
It's okay.
And she currently lives in Austin. So, Maggie, when did you make the move to Texas?
I moved out to Texas in 2017, I believe it was. My dad got a job out here, so my whole family kind of relocated.
And like, how have things been like going to school at UT and doing what you're doing now?
I love UT. I love Austin. I originally, once I graduated high school, went to art school in New York. And then I kind of had a little life crisis and transferred out here to UT. But yeah, Austin's really cool. Good vibes, good energy. So fun.
Yeah, yeah. I live in Austin. I think a couple years ago, and I remember there were so many meetups and people meeting each other, and I think we met at one of those. And but yeah, Austin's a good community to meet other creatives and not just like photographers and video people, but people who do designing and makeup and hair and all of that. So, what
Yeah,
have you thought? What have you thought of the I guess the meetups and events that go on out there.
yeah. I mean, they're kind of all stopped because of COVID, which sucks. But yeah, they're a great way to meet people. It's honestly how I met like a lot of the photographers that I've worked with modeling. So if you ever want to like kind of get started into modeling, those meetups are a great place to really make connections and get to know people.
For sure, yeah. And I wanted to talk a little bit more on your work. I'm just gonna hop over to your design page. So, kind of take me through like what like do you have any inspo that kind of drives these designs that you do on this page, or like are you looking at Pinterest or anything that's coming out like in fashion shows or anything?
Yeah, so I'm a textiles and apparel design major at UT. I'm a senior, so this is my final little go with school. But yeah, a lot of my inspiration, my dad is an architect and I grew up with an architectural background, so I adapt like a lot of my designs to have a lot of shape and form and structure that I kind of learned from him and what he taught me. Um, but yeah, a lot of it's very earthy, natural. I'm not a big like super colorful person, but also I'll kind of make whatever my assignment is. But yeah, Pinterest is a main source of inspiration for me. I'll just kind of like look up different aesthetics and scroll through and see what catches my eye. I also like, cause I have an art background, a lot of my inspiration comes from art or like human body forms and just like kind of studying what looks good on people and what makes people feel good about themselves.
Right. That's really good. I really like the inspo and the passion that you have behind it. Like so, like for example, like this piece right here. Um, like how long did something like this take you? Like was it like multiple days? And it looked like you were you stitching in like this design into the shirt, or what's the process there?
Yeah, I actually procrastinated this project a lot. It was a shirt that I made for one of my friends, and I had as a joke for one of my classes been like, "Oh, I'm gonna make your face into like a pattern." Ended up doing that,
Mhm.
and made him like custom ordered printed fabric with that pattern on it. So I made the whole pattern, custom ordered fabric with that pattern on it.
Mhm.
And then he was like, "Oh, could you make me a shirt out of this?" And I was like, "Of course I can. I'm a textiles and apparel major. I can make anything." So yeah,
Nice,
he made me
nice.
the fabric and ended up getting a shirt out of it. I don't know how long it took me. That was a long process over quarantine, actually, of me just
Yeah.
kind of doing a little bit every day. But yeah, I cut out all the pieces, custom made it, made him do like a little fitting just to make sure everything fit the way he wanted it to.
Nice.
Honestly, I have
So
no idea how long it took.
I remember we worked together recently on this piece, I reached out to because I was going to be in town, and um, over quarantine, things have just been changing up with like my inspiration and stuff, and I wanted to work with like more hairstylists, more hairstylist, wardrobe, makeup, and I found this great model who lives out there, and I asked you like, hey, do you have any pieces? And you were able to supply this piece, which was awesome. I think it worked great. So take me through also like how long did this process take, and like was there something that stood out as inspo for you on I guess material for this or anything like that?
Yeah, so for this piece, it was one of my class assignments, and we either had to make a jacket or like a piece that included boning. And if you don't know what boning is it's what's used in corsets, which is shown there.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I originally just made a corset, and that corset took me like think like 36 hours, 40 hours. It was insane.
Wow.
It was like a whole new process for me. I had never worked with that type of material before. So it's just like a canvas corset though, but like the boning and everything, creating that structure. And then I needed to use a one directional fabric in my project to get like all the points for my project.
Mhm.
So I just kind of made that slip dress last minute,
Wow.
maybe like 4 to 6 hours. Just kind of threw it together.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love like the satin color and just the look of it, the vibe.
Yeah, I remember holding the I mean, of course both pieces in person, and definitely I was like a lot of work went into definitely the corset, but like the dress as well. But feeling the corset, I was like, wow, Maggie actually put this together.
Yeah, I think it was like 28 different pieces of fabric total that I had to sew together.
Gosh. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's definitely a process.
So what is there anything that you think of while you're putting these pieces together, like working those long hours? Like what is it that like gets you through? Because I correct me if I'm wrong, like this is something that's new, or this is a new page that you have out that's showcasing your work. So do you have like any kind of thought process of like, all right, just keep going, or is it just kind of like a meditation state for you while you're just working at everything?
I definitely do go into this kind of like blackout zone where I'm just like working and just like have music in my ears, just listening, just kind of whatever music. I usually make a playlist for my designs, so I like try to kind of match the vibe of what I'm designing
Mhm.
or like what my customer likes, just to get myself in the zone.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's just like a lot of hours, like get it done, or like do the best you can. Some points it's just kind of like, okay, you need to finish this, like give up. There has to be that point where you just stop. Like it's not gonna ever be perfect. So it's hard to come to that point though. Like, hey, this is as good as it's gonna get, like at this
Yeah.
point.
Would you consider yourself like a perfectionist when it comes to the work that you do?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I am definitely a perfectionist. It is both a curse and a blessing. It helps me like create really like I create more unique pieces, but also I like over extend myself sometimes, and I think I can do more than I actually am like capable of achieving within a given time period.
Gotcha.
You got to kind of like tone it down a little bit sometimes, be like, hey, you only have this long, like you got to get it done.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So I want to jump over to this page real quick. These are what some projects you've done over the year or a couple years.
Um, Most of them, like all of the top ones, are from my internship over the summer, and then my portfolio class where I like strictly work on building a portfolio of designs and working with different design techniques. But yeah, they're over like the years, my projects in school.
So take me through a little bit of this one that is for Nike or Nike inspired.
Yes, over the summer, I did a mentorship program with one of the Nike designers who previously went to UT. So we got to pick any sport that we wanted to and design a collection, a 5 piece collection for that sport that was inspired by anything. So I chose basketball, and I happened to be friends with one of the UT basketball players who helped me a lot. He was like, "Hey, I don't like this and this and this about like the way things fit me."
Yeah.
So my clothing collection was specifically designed for like tall basketball athletes. The way they move, the way that they want things to fit. And my inspiration was the art of the slam dunk and how it combines like this form of creativity with all of this kind of like geometric, very I don't know the word for it, like very like structured form of like how to do a slam dunk mixed with
Mhm.
like the creativity behind each slam dunk. I swear I watched like 3 hours worth of slam dunk videos for this project. So
Yeah. Yeah, take like give me some more detail because I'm not that educated on this. So like were like when it comes to like the geometric vectors and all these angles and stuff, like do you implement this style of research into how you're making something to make an individual, or in this case an athlete, move better, or what is it?
yeah, so what I did for this one, I implemented my inspiration. Actually, every single line that is on the designs that I made is one of the lines that's in the slam dunk. So there's 5 different pieces, each one's after one of the slam dunks. And then every single like the line of the pocket, the line of the graphic on the design is this like geometrical form that's made when you're doing this slam dunk.
I got you. I got you. Yeah. Nice. Nice. So we got, this is just some more inspo, current market, or I guess this is the current market, and
When you're designing, you have to like analyze what you're kind of competing against. So yeah, that's what this is. So I was kind of trying to make my designs a combination between streetwear and activewear, like functional design.
mhm.
So I wanted to like mesh those two worlds with like the Supreme and the Off-White mixed with like very well-known uh athletic brands like Under Armour and Adidas and Puma.
Yeah, no, it's definitely really smart. A lot of companies, I mean, to get better, like you kind of copy success, but then kind of put your twist on it. I feel like at this point with fashion and with a lot of things, everything's kind of been done already to an extent, but people are just putting their twist on it, adding their name, and making it their own, really. But I feel like we get a lot of our inspo from other successful companies that are doing it, or maybe even individual artists. Are there any specific artists that inspire you on what you do specifically?
Yeah, I'm a giant Alexander McQueen fan. I honestly think that if he was still alive, he would be running the entire fashion industry. Like he would be that person. But yeah, he just uses like so many very unique inspirations to create his things. And he also like uses a lot of weird materials. He kind of was the first to experiment with like implementing technology into design.
Hmm.
So his entire like creative process and the way that he viewed the world was just such a beautiful thing to kind of look at. And then there's a French designer whose name is Jacquemus, I think. I'm from Georgia, so I butcher French pronunciations.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, he does a lot of like very structured, tailored, simple looks. And he'll do his design or he'll do his fashion shows in like a wheat field or like a lavender field. And it's just very like romantic, simple, earthy, more my aesthetic, which I really like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love looking at his work and just like the structure and details that he puts into each piece.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. Like, I need to do more research because I've heard the name at least 2 or 3 times already, and I'm
Yes.
probably gonna get hounded
So
for this. Like, what are you talking about, Dustin? Um, but yeah, definitely need to. It seems like he was an innovator for sure, uh,
yeah, definitely.
and need to check that out soon. I'm on this part of your, I guess, project right now, and I'm really connecting with it because I see the development of, like, say for example, like this first one is someone just kind of out and about probably about to get like a light workout in, but then you just see the transformation of all these different pieces of clothing as
Mhm.
if like the weather is changing, different environments. So was this already, I guess, laid out for you as an example, or is this just like you thought of this? Like, kind of take me through that.
Yeah, so we just kind of got thrown into designing. The way that the Nike, his name is Christopher, the Nike designer, he was like, think about like what you need when you're playing the sport. Think about like the process of what you're doing in the sport. So like you're practicing, you're doing games, you're traveling, like whatever it may be. So it was right in the height of COVID. So I really wanted to make like really adaptable pieces that you can add mask to, or like the poncho that you can zip up and have a mask if you're traveling in the airport or something. Very like easy to remove and get off, and just like adapt to what you want it to be. So yeah,
Definitely.
honestly, he just kind of threw us in though. But I wanted to do like pieces that were more unique that you normally don't see. So I tried to include like a poncho, like a long coat jacket if it's cold outside. It is a winter wear collection. So most of the pieces are for winter. I guess they could kind of be adapted, but I changed up like the materials I was using as well to make some of them a little more like thicker for colder environments, than some of them more like breathable and thin if you're say like practicing or
No, I definitely understand that. Like my background, I remember growing up, I played baseball for like 10 years, and definitely like you have uh that specific uniform that you need to have to be able to get through the elements and be able to slide, and having sliding shorts and socks, and having like particular the material that they use for the pants, like so they won't tear as often or whatever it is. Like
Mhm.
definitely when I got into high school and I started filming more sports, I started seeing different styles of clothing, and I thought to myself, why are they wearing that when like they wear this and they wear that? It's like, to be honest, like you have to think about the movement. And that's kind of what we're talking about with the vectors here, like the movement that they're doing in the sport and the action they're doing. I think Nike, for example, is definitely a company that has always been leading in that category of making their products like top of the line for their athletes, and so they
And
can, of course, go ahead. What was
they
that?
manufacture their own materials. So like most of the Nike materials that they're using are like
Mhm.
breathable, and they're literally sitting there like biologically manufacturing and like
Yeah,
looking into like the history behind every single material that they're using.
yeah, it's insane. Like I remember I'm a big Nike head when it comes to the history, but when it comes to designing, I don't know much. But I did running in high school, so I was big on like Steve Prefontaine, and he was the first one to wear or in a race that was at a high professional level, like the waffle cleat.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bill Bowerman was making them out of his wife's iron, and that was like the waffle print. And he was making shoes by hand, like by himself, for his athletes specifically. And it was really cool to like see do all the research and see like the movies and stuff, and see just the history there. But I
Yeah,
want to,
there's so much that goes in behind like each piece. It's kind of beautiful.
yeah, definitely. I want to go back to, let's see, your main page. So talk to me a little bit. You have your main page, and then you have your textile and apparel page, which is very smart. Is this a move that you made because of like future work that you were thinking of in the future, or did someone advise you like to kind of add a separation?
Yeah, so when I did my mentorship program over the summer, Christopher gave us kind of feedback on our resumes as well as our portfolios and our websites. So I had my Instagram linked to my website, and he looked at it, and I do post like a lot of bikini photos and
Yeah,
very body oriented modeling photos. So he was like, hey, like you kind of look like an influencer. It doesn't really give like the exact connection. So he
Yeah.
kind of advised me to make a different page
Hmm.
just so that I could kind of more so highlight myself as a designer and not as much like as a model, influencer, whatever it may be
Yeah.
called. Um, so yeah, he told me to do that, and I was like, I would rather my future employers not be looking at pictures of my butt. So I will take you up on that deal, Christopher. Yeah, but it's a good way too to just kind of like motivate myself to keep creating. And I love getting feedback from people and like hearing what they think about my designs. And it's really motivating to me personally to like put my work out there and like have people comment on it.
No, definitely. Like that was some good advice from him, and definitely like moving forward, it's good to have like that separation. But let's talk about modeling a little bit. Is that something that you're kind of pushing, or it's just are you trying to create more lifestyle content, or work with any brands, or what's kind of the thought process on that right now?
Yeah, so I started modeling when I came to Austin. I had never done it before. And like, honestly, photographers just kept hitting me up, like, hey, I want to shoot, I want to shoot. So the more I kind of got into it, the more people just started hitting me up to do it. I was dedicating a lot of my time and effort and energy to modeling there for a while.
Mhm.
And my parents would always like fuss at me and be like, Maggie, you need to stop doing this, like giving yourself to this as much. Like you're not really getting anything back from it except for
Mhm.
like photos. So I did kind of take a little break from it. I've reduced and like really backed up from modeling a lot to focus more on my designs.
Yeah.
And I have always like been asked if I want to sign with an agency, if I am signed with an agency. I've gotten like 3 or 4 offers, but at this point, I know design is like what I love and what I'm really passionate about. Like at the end of the day, that's what I want to do with my life. I want to
Mhm.
create for people. So modeling is more so just kind of like a hobby for me. It's just like a way that I connect with people and I get to work with people. I love taking photos, I love modeling. But I would like to adapt my page to be more lifestyle, like showing off my style, showing off who I am as a person instead of like, oh, these are just photos this photographer took. Like, I want to create an aesthetic that kind of brands who I am, like a personal brand for myself.
Yeah. Are there any pages that uh, you use as inspo, or pages that you're like, ooh, that'd be cool to have something like their style?
Yeah, there's this one girl. I just posted her on my story too because I love her eyebrows. Her name is Jess Hunt, and she does like very. It is, yeah. She does like very. I don't know the color tones, very like muted color tones,
Yeah.
very lifestyle, different cropped images, different angles of herself and everything. And I just really love the aesthetic of it. I
Mhm.
love her style too. It's very simple but sexy. How I aspire to be in life.
Yeah, no, it's very like simplistic, but you can tell the color tone to an extent, and like kind of like she knows her aesthetic, and this is my feed. Um, but no, it's that's good to hear, because a lot of models, I don't know, it's either they're signed with an agency and they just kind of keep pushing, working with photographers, working with brands, but then with you, you're have like you're making clothing, you're inspired on that front, but then you already have in the back of your head, you know what, I want to do something similar to this. uh,
Mm.
so that's good, because I follow a handful of I guess influencers or bloggers that have created a style similar to this, and they're just running with it, and they can put the camera on self timer, and
Yeah, it's so
yeah.
easy. Well, it's not like it's a long process, but it's a way easier to like create what you want
Yeah. I,
aesthetic to look like when you're doing it all yourself.
yeah, and I think it's like also for some girls or models, to be able to like see themselves on like a flip out screen, or if they're like doing a reflection in the mirror, I feel like they are more comfortable, and then I think easier on getting their deliverables back because it's literally on your camera. You don't have to like
Yeah.
contact anybody or anything like that.
To wait for these photographers to edit photos.
Yeah. I've I've definitely got to the point with some people I've collabed with where they're just like, hey, I'll take the JPEGs, and I'm happy to send them to them.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, but like I don't
Yeah,
it's so minimal too. I feel like it wouldn't even be that challenging. You just get the lighting and stuff right the first time, and
yeah.
that's my struggle.
Let me
But
just
yeah, I would love to create an aesthetic for myself. I'm very into aesthetics. It's something I really appreciate and value. So I want to focus more on that, but we'll see. Life gets stressful and that's hard to do.
yeah, for sure. Like there's like so many things going on. I mean, you're pushing Instagram right now. Are you on any like Twitter or TikTok or anything as well?
I have a Twitter. It's very like personal Twitter though, so I just kind of like say stuff that I think on
Yeah,
there. It's not necessarily. I'm like I don't care if people favorite this or like this or whatever. Like I'm just gonna say what I want to say.
kind of like a
And I'm
venting page,
huh?
like a venting page or something. Yeah,
Yeah, my venting page.
yeah.
Um, yeah, but I'm on TikTok too. I haven't quite figured that whole thing out. Taking videos is a lot of work. But I would love to like grow on that platform. It's a really good way to kind of raise awareness for yourself and like if you have a brand, your brand. So yeah, I'm really interested in investing into TikTok and growing on there. I know a few of the girls I know and some of
Yeah,
my friends have blown up on there and
I
you can
think
get brand deals.
yeah, I think from my perspective of TikTok is I think it's a couple of things. Like it's like good at storytelling. I mean, of course you have the dances and everything, but like if you can storytell, like teaching in some way, and I feel like that would be perfect for what you're doing, whether it be like a TikTok that you create of like a before and after of you working with or saying like first time working with this material, this is what I created, and then you skip ahead and then you see like the final product. People love stuff like that, and even if it's like tips such as like I'm sure these materials like cost money that probably sometimes are like too expensive or something. Like if there's like something that like a tip of like, hey, you could go to this place, get it for this amount of money versus getting it here, and
Mhm.
you're spending all this money. People, I feel like people get connected to like, oh, all I have to do is like pay this amount, and then I can create this, and then they try it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then you could spark another designer, or who knows?
Yeah, definitely. I am like kind of trying to, as I make my senior collection, record my process and put it out there for people to see what I do.
Mhm.
I know a lot of people are very like intrigued by every time I upload a lot of videos of like my work process and
Nice.
me working in the studio, and people are always like, "This is so interesting. Like, what are you doing?" So I would love to show like more of a background of how I do what I do and
Mhm.
what exactly my process is. And I think TikTok is a great place to kind of promote that.
Yeah. Hmm. So, uh, let me see. With all these photos that you have coming out, like how I'm curious, like how supportive is the fam? Like, does the fam know about the Instagram, or do they only know about the textile page?
The fam does know about the Instagram. They
Uh-huh.
do not have Instagram, so we
Okay.
keep a little bit in the dark about it.
Uh-huh.
But like my third grade teacher, my aunt, people
Yeah.
inform them of my doings.
Mhm.
Keep up with my life, and they get very quickly blocked from my page.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, they're supportive though. They're very supportive of like what I do, like design wise. They're supportive of me modeling too, but they're always just like, Maggie, I don't want to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they know that like I'm a very creative, confident person, and they respect that, but also like as a parent, you really don't want to go and like see your child's entire body on
Right.
like
Yeah.
Tuesday
So
morning looking at my kid's whole butt. Yeah. Uh,
what's what's going on in the free time? Are we hopping on Bumble? Are we binging Netflix? Like, what's going on?
I had Bumble for a little phase.
Yeah.
Didn't work out well for me. So I'm banned from Tinder too. Don't know what happened there. Good times. But yeah, mostly in my free time, like I'll hang out with my friends, try to sleep since I don't do that a lot during the week or when I'm busy. I'm trying to kind of get back into working out. A lot of people ask me my workout routine all the time. It's currently nothing, just genetics. But yeah, getting back into that, just kind of like stress relief things. I want to get into yoga. That's like
Yeah.
my 2021 goal.
Yoga's really good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like it would help me with like posing and stuff too, just that kind of body control. But we'll see.
Yeah, I was doing yoga a lot before. Let's see. First grade? Yeah, there we go. I was doing yoga a lot before quarantine or like the pandemic hit and everything. And that was really good. I was doing it a lot with my girlfriend Sydney, and then it was just really good. Like just relax your body, and you got a good sweat in, especially when there's a lot of people in the room.
What about
And
hot yoga?
yes, it was hot yoga every time, basically.
I swear I walk out of there. The first time I ever went, I made the mistake of wearing makeup on accident and my whole mascara was like running down my eyes. I was like, I should not have done this. It didn't make fun of me, thankfully.
Yeah, yoga is it's a good like stress reliever, and just if you're tight anywhere in your body, like you're loosening up everything.
Yeah.
Honestly, miss it. Like it's just like I'm the type of person that like I need to go into the class and be instructed because
Same. I can't do it on my
yeah, you see everybody else around you, and you're like, oh shoot, like man, if this freaking 40-year-old in the corner has gotten 40 minutes into this class, I can keep going too. And you
own.
really,
Slipping all over my mat. Like,
yeah,
Dad, how do y'all do this?
you
What is
really, you really find out that you really find out how strong you are. Like you cannot be like you don't have to be the strongest person in the room, like if you're flexing or something, but it's a lot of breathing and your mental state. Like, and if you can control that, like your breathing and literally like I got to the point where like I got my breathing down to just like a certain pace, and I just kept it the whole time. And I'm like, wow, I actually got through a class, and
wow,
I wasn't like at the end.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's how I usually am.
Um, but yeah, like as far as as far as like having time to yourself, like if there's any time that you take to yourself, is there any like inspirations that um what am I trying to say? Um like when it comes to being inspired, do you take like maybe a half day or anything, or are you like looking on Pinterest or the internet to find more inspiration, or is Instagram a big source of your inspo?
Honestly, I do take a lot of time to myself because I'm very introverted. So I have to have like that alone time to really like feel like myself. But it depends. I honestly feel like my brain is just kind of always like searching for inspo no matter what I'm doing. It's just like something I can't really turn off. My
Mhm.
mind is just like constantly thinking of like how could I use this? How could I use this? But there are like a few pages on Instagram that I love to follow that post like really weird, obscure, abstract sort of photos. I
Mhm.
can't think of the names. There's some like magazines on there that are really good that you can follow.
Yeah.
um, they just kind of like do a different perspective of like ordinary things, and it just kind of makes you rethink like this is just like a plant, like they're looking at it in such an abstract way, like
Mhm.
how can I kind of look at my life in that way.
Yeah.
But most of my inspiration is from Pinterest, I would say. I'm kind of a Pinterest guru. I'm kind of really good at it for some weird reason. Like I don't know how I'm so good at Pinterest, but I got a brand to like 5 million views a month.
Oh wow.
So I'm pretty good at Pinterest. I don't know how I do it.
So take me into that. Like, what do you mean? You were working with a brand, and or
Yeah. I was running a swimwear brand's Pinterest. I still kind of do, just kind of like part
you-
time do it.
what's the name of it?
Siempre Golden.
Yeah, let me go back to shared screen.
Yeah, so I was helping her out with all of her
Say it again.
Siempre Golden, Siempre.
Wait, SIE.
M. Oh, it's right there. Pre. Siempre Golden. One down.
Oh, gotcha.
There you go.
So
Yeah, yeah. So
how did
I
this
was
come
helping.
about?
I met Sophia, the owner, during swim week in Austin,
Mm,
and she like just uploaded on her story one day. She was like, "Hey, like I need like a Pinterest intern," and I was like, "Well, I'm really good at Pinterest, so I got you." So yeah, I was running her Pinterest. I was running her Instagram too, like over the summer. But
yeah,
when school started back, I just got way too busy. So yeah, she moved to Australia, sadly, but she's a really cool person and got some free bikinis. Got to work with her. She's really someone who inspires me. She like created her own brand from scratch.
yeah,
Um,
it takes a
she's
lot.
pretty successful. Like Gigi Hadid and some people who are really famous have worn her stuff. But yeah, I just started pinning for her. Somehow got her up to 5 million views a month on Pinterest.
Wow. I remember I saw this. When did this? Yeah, 16 hours ago. I saw this yesterday, and
Yeah,
it just came up on my feed, and I thought it was like really cool. I don't know, just not like mind blowing, but I just was like, this company came up on my feed because I followed them. I think probably because of you. I might have seen it on your story or something.
probably.
Um,
Yeah, she makes some really, really cool designs that are very unique. Like the way that she interprets swimwear is such an insane thing. Like the way that she takes these structures and forms and makes them into something that you can wear. It like blows my mind. I don't know how she does it in such little pieces of clothing. Like it's crazy. But yeah, she's really a really neat person, really cool, very inspiring. If anybody ever wants to learn about swimwear, she's a great person to do it from.
yeah, it seems like you could wear these different ways too. Like
Yeah,
this,
a lot of them you can adapt.
nice. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Like this is a cross, of course, but it could definitely be like a tube top style, I guess.
Yeah.
Also, um, yeah, over the past, I don't know, 2 years or 3 years, I've been very interested on how these swimsuit companies, I guess, evolve and how they develop and whether it be colorways or like seeing how wow this swimsuit can actually be worn different ways other than oh this is just one suit, this is how you wear it, and
Mhm.
been in contact with people who saw like one size fits most and um, different stuff like that. And it's really cool to see. I think one company, for example, that's kind of stood out to me is you know about loungewear.
Yeah, I've seen their stuff on
They
Instagram a lot.
yeah, they've been freaking they've been doing some moves.
Yeah.
Like, I remember. So are you wanting to work with new, like are you wanting to do something like that? Because that was what, an internship or
Yeah, it was an internship. Um, Honestly, in goal, like I want to start my own business. I don't think I'll ever be at the place that I want to be if I'm working for other people. Like I got to be the boss. I have to be making the calls and the choices.
yeah.
So in goal, like I want to find a partner who knows the business side of the business, and then like I know the whole creative side. So I want to like work together with someone else and build
Mhm.
my own brand. I'm kind of leaning towards streetwear just because it's like so adaptable and you can really do anything with it. Like you can involve swimwear, you can involve active wear, lounge wear, intimates, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But I think there's like a really good place to kind of start. And also, there's a lot of hype behind it right now. So
Mhm.
hopefully that will end up happening and being successful. But I want to start out working for a company and just kind of learning the ropes behind like what it takes to be a successful company and like what it takes to make that. So then I'm not just like kind of throwing myself out there to crash or fly. So
Yeah. No,
well,
it's definitely a good thought process to find a partner and to kind of divvy up like, hey, you focus on this, I focus on that, and then together the team, and then yeah, just keep your head down and put in that work for sure.
yeah, I'm also not the best at deadlines, so I need someone who like keeps me on track. Like Maggie, you got to do this. Like you have to have it done by this date. I'm like, okay. So somebody who just like pushes me to honestly be the best that I can be and believes in me, and I believe
Yeah,
we just
for
work really
sure.
well.
So it looks like we got some questions from some people that follow you.
Yes.
Let me see if we can go to those real quick. Let's see. Let's see. Mm. How's it going? How many shots does it take for you to get a pick you're happy with?
Oh my gosh, probably like over 100. Every time I like go on vacation with my siblings, which is like a lot of the photos on my Instagram, we did like a road trip over the summer.
Mhm.
But I swear we took like 2,000 photos in that one
Yeah.
like road trip. So
Wow.
a lot. It does not. It's not like a one snap and that's it. No, you gotta really get at least minimum like 50, I would say, and then I would probably like four of them.
Um, I'm not sure. Some of these questions are, I don't know what to think about them.
Very.
Oh, uh, this grammar is not right, but do you think you'll have a fashion line soon?
I don't know if it'll be soon, but it will be at some point.
Yeah. Or maybe I'll add to that and say, do you think you'll have a fashion line within the next 3 to 5 years?
Yes.
Nice.
I'm honestly at this point in my life, I'm like, I would rather try and fail epically than look back in my life and be like, I really wish I would have tried to kind of
Yeah,
create like business and brand.
definitely feel you on that one.
So yeah, I can't just sit back and work for other people and never like follow what my true dream is.
For sure, for sure. Let's see here. A lot of single or taken questions. So let me put a pause on the questions real quick. There's I've seen tweets and I've seen you on your story. What's the big thing with people from your hometown that like are unfollowing you or following you uh, because of what you're posting, or like what's all that about?
So I come from like a very conservative southern small town.
Mm.
Um, Literally know like most of the people in my hometown. Graduated with a class of like 48 people, and we were the biggest class ever to graduate from my school. So they, I guess, are very offended by my body, and they like to unfollow me, and I find it very entertaining and very funny, like who unfollows me when
Mm.
I post bikini photos or stuff. So
Mm.
it's just kind of a joke at this point, but yeah, they like to unfollow me. They all get offended, I guess. I don't know. I'm like, I'm sorry. It's
It's
on
kind
you. It's not
of
my fault.
funny. Um, what's something you want to
Yeah,
explain?
I once tweeted though, like the scene from Euphoria, it's like I'm not supposed to be here because I'm dressed like a hooker and nobody.
Wow.
And I was like, this is how if I return to my hometown, this
Mm.
is what's gonna happen.
Do you think like, well, how old were you again when you left Georgia or Atlanta or Georgia? 19. So like, did you feel like a big difference from there versus like, of course, like you're been growing up a little bit more in Austin, but like a difference in like the feel of like how people, I guess, see you, and then of course like see you on social media.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I feel like when I left Georgia and went to college, I really became like myself, and
Mm,
I really grew into like who I am, and I became a lot more confident. I feel like when I was in Georgia though, I just kind of was like adapting to the people around me, and
right.
I wasn't really ever like happy with like who I was around, and I never really felt like I like truly fit in and like was meeting people and around people who I had a lot in common with.
Hmm.
So I was very into art. I was very into like painting, drawing, fashion, those sort of things. And all of my classmates were like, I want to be an accountant. Like, I want to be a doctor. And I'm like, I
Yeah.
don't paint. Like,
Yeah.
what?
No, like, what are you doing?
I was like, I do not belong here. I was just kind of like always an oddball. Well, not like I would kind of adapt, but I was always just kind of had that like I want something bigger than this, and this is like I will never be happy if I.
You're a creative at heart, and you never wanted to, probably at a young age, you probably never wanted to be like a lawyer or a doctor or work the 9 to 5 type
I
thing.
was a little bit
Say,
because
say
my
again?
sister, when I
Be,
was little, I wanted to be
being
a vet
a veterinarian.
because
Yeah,
my sister wanted to be a vet. That's the only reason.
yeah.
But when I was in seventh grade, I remember researching fashion schools and
Hmm.
wanting to move to Europe to study fashion. Seventh grade. So here we
Wow,
are. Not
that's early, but that's good though.
I just always kind of like knew I wanted to do something creative. Like I hate math. I hate science.
Yeah, I think it took me 3 years after high school to figure out that I wanted to apply to a an art school. Um, SCAD in Georgia, so
Oh,
I got accepted there.
okay. Yeah,
And,
I
and
didn't want to go there. It was too close, but it's a good school.
what happened?
New York. I like got accepted there. I just didn't want to go because it was too close.
Yeah, okay, okay.
I was
Um,
like, Georgia, no,
yeah,
pass.
I had done 2 years of community, and then um, got my associates in 2 years flat, and then I went to the University of Oklahoma, and then after like a semester, I was like, yeah, I spent way too much money already, just on out of state tuition, and I applied to SCAD, and with my portfolio of work that I already had together, they're like, yeah, we'll give you. I think they're gonna give me like 3,000 each semester, which
Okay.
was pretty good, but they wanted me there for 4 years.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'd rather probably drop out of school than go into more debt.
Yeah. Art school
Uh,
drop in life. I feel you.
but a good school, both schools are
Yeah.
good schools. Um, Let me jump back to the questions. Uh, Let me see. Let's see. What would your ever design practical menswear?
The only menswear I designed, like actually created, was the shirt for Kamaka that I made him, and
Yeah.
then I designed the Nike collection. But I would love to like learn more about menswear. I just don't really understand y'all's bodies, honestly. Like, what are y'all? I don't know what like looks good on y'all. But yeah, that's definitely something I am very interested in like learning more about. Y'all just are boring. Like your clothes are not interesting. Y'all need to step it up.
We're very
Shirt, pants, jacket, shirt. Like what
yeah,
else?
pretty much. You wonder why we're able to leave the house so quickly.
Yeah, I wish that was my life, but also I'm like
Yeah.
I
Lit-
like the clothing options I have.
Literally, if I need to leave to the store, like nowadays. I already have like the clothes on that I'm wearing, and then I'll either have socks on and I'll like wear sock. I'm the guy who's wearing socks with sandals.
Not wearing flip-flops.
Like or maybe sometimes even no socks and just sandals, and I'm in line at Chipotle and it's like 45 degrees outside and people are like looking at me like, are you okay?
Don't wear flip-flops, please. I can't. Not with the flip-flops, no.
um Let me see. What would be your dream end goal? So like, let's jump ahead maybe like 15, 20 years down the road. You're waking up. You're doing like what you want to do. You are your own boss. What would that day to day kind of feel like for you?
I hope my day to day looks like people are doing the work and they're giving it to me to approve of, and I'm like, okay, or I'm like, change this, and then I give it back to them and they go do what they. That's my dream and goal.
It's not bad.
I just want to be in charge and make calling the shot.
Calling the shots. Yeah.
Like traveling around, seeing the world with my little family, maybe, and I'm like, they just call me up, hey boss, blah blah blah, and I tell them what to do.
Is it Elodie?
Yeah, Elodie.
Elodie. She's asking, when can I wear your designs again and maybe do a little photo shoot?
Yes, I have that design in my closet waiting for you. So whenever you're in Austin and down to shoot, let me know and I will hit up some photographers.
Mhm. So to add to that, is that something that you're wanting to do more with some of your pieces? Like once you finish a piece, like are you wanting to work with like photographers or videographers to kind of like bring it to life? Who are people that like want to collab with you on that, or what's your vision right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to work more on like photographing my pieces. It's just hard when I'm basically just designing with school projects.
Yeah.
I don't have that much like free time to make my own stuff. Also, it just gets very expensive, like buying my own materials, going out of my way to like do stuff just for myself. But yeah, I really would love to dedicate more of my time to creating pieces of my own that I like and enjoy, and then getting them shot and really like building a portfolio and also giving people the opportunity to like buy pieces from me. I
Mm.
know a lot of
Yeah.
people
Create a
love
little shop. Yeah.
it's just expensive, and I'm mostly friends with college students and they're not the wealthiest people in the world,
Yeah.
so they don't necessarily want to pay you for your work, which is understandable. Like, I get it, but don't ask me if you're like gonna pay me $50.
Yeah. They're
Don't
like,
do it.
can you
Consulting at this point,
put me?
it's just not.
Yeah. this this thought just came in my head. It's like, do you take afterpay?
Yeah, honestly, I'm like,
Yeah.
they're so rude. They're like, I can't pay you that. And I'm like, then don't ask me to make you clothing.
Yeah.
Don't stop. You pay more for like shoes than you will my custom piece that no one else will wear. Like,
Yeah.
no one else will have it.
Yeah. Definitely. One of ones. I mean, you're
Know
gonna.
your
What's that?
know your worth.
For sure. For sure.
People
Uh,
use.
let me see. Let me see. Oh, what clothing store do you think has the best jeans? This girl is saying she loves all of yours.
Thank you. I get most of my jeans from Passport Vintage, where I also work and tailor jeans there.
Hmm.
They're really good people. I love supporting them too. Ryan and Maria are really awesome. If you're into like vintage clothing, they're great people to kind of connect with. I also got, I think the pair that like I posted all those on, I got those from a company named Baldwin, but I thrifted them from one of like the local thrift stores in Austin. I don't really buy my jeans from companies. I
Yeah.
just kind of like acquire them through thrifting.
Hmm. Probably a smart way to go about it. Because
Yeah.
some of these, I feel like with what you do, you could probably take, I don't know, a pair of jeans that wasn't that expensive and kind of I mean, use them for like designing, or like do you like, if they don't fit you like right on, is it easy for, like, if they don't fit you specifically to like your waist and like fit properly, or does it take a while for you to like go in and like make adjustments, or
It definitely depends on like the pair of pants. I have a very small waist and like bigger hips, so stuff normally doesn't fit me in my waist, and it'll be big in my waist. With like normal jeans, taking the waist can kind of just be a pain because you have to like deal with the waistband and the belt loops and everything. But yeah, it's not too difficult, and if I like jeans enough, I'll tailor them. But sometimes it's just like not worth the price of like having to fix everything if I'm like the jeans were already cheap.
yeah, yeah, I hear that. Hmm. So I have a question. Let me think how I want to phrase it.
Okay.
If you were in like I don't know, maybe a high profile city like Los Angeles or New York, and this isn't pandemic times and you're going out and stuff, what would be, a day outfit first, and then what would be a night outfit that you would put together, and like you you have the money to get these things, and it's just like whatever you want right now.
Okay, well, New York vibes and LA vibes are very different.
So
Um,
pick a city, pick a city.
oh gosh. Okay, I'll go with. Mm, okay, I'll go with LA because that's where I want to be. So
Okay.
most of the people just dress like little influencers because that's what LA is. So then it's easier to stand out and look good when you are dressing up. Um, Probably go with like a nice little like mini skirt for night out. I don't know, like maybe like a snake print vibe or something. Not like a snake print, but like a snake like material.
Okay.
Um,
Like
I
snake
would
skin.
all black, so I would probably pick black. A corset top. I love corset tops. Ones that like fit you really well. Just like changes your whole body.
Hmm.
Um, or maybe like leather pants or something if it's cooler outside. And then you gotta like accessorize with like some simple jewelry. And then, hmm, you gotta go with heels if you're in LA. I feel like night out in LA, I feel like you gotta go with some just like nice black heels.
So
Um,
you're how
Day
tall right
out,
now?
I'm how tall?
Yeah, how tall are you?
I'm 5'10".
5'10". So what size heels would you put on?
I gotta at least make myself like 6', 6'1". You gotta eliminate the boys that should not be talking to you.
It's probably pretty smart.
Date them enough where they're like, know my place.
Mm,
He is too tall for me. Know your place.
know your place. So you going for same height or taller for someone that.
Okay, I feel like for most guys, I go for like 6'2", 6'3" ish.
Mhm.
But if you're taller than that, I'm not gonna complain about it. I can give you NBA kids. My grandfather was a college basketball player. He was 6'9", so like I got the good genetics.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna complain if you're taller. It's good if you're taller.
All right, guys,
So
you heard it here first. Um,
I, I
so
don't think below 6 foot.
yeah, so we
I
covered we
have the
covered what is it?
I have the right to be picky. So if you're
Yeah,
below 6 foot, no for me.
heard. So we covered night outfit. So what would, right? We covered night outfit. What would the day outfit be?
Day outfit. If I'm chilling on the beach, I'm gonna be dressed in a bikini. I'm gonna support my girl Sophia and be in a Siempre golden bikini. Maybe some passport vintage jeans. I don't know. But
Yeah,
yeah, I would say like jeans, like some nice sneakers, some nice like Jordans, and like a simple little top.
pretty simple,
Yeah, keep it
but
simple.
fashionable.
Do it. People always overdo it. Just keep it simple.
Keep it simple. All right. Well, I appreciate you hopping on today. Thank you for being a part of the first podcast. That I'm gonna start pushing out some more podcasts coming up. But thanks for your time, Maggie. Hope you have a good rest of your day.
Thank you.
And
To go sew a corset.
all
So
right, all right,
stay tuned.
all right. Peace. You have a good one.
You. Bye.
Bye.